Hey all, we'll see how to deploy application in WebSphere in this class. So for that, let us access Management Console. Here you go, it's already open, and I want to deploy in this profile. So let me access it. Security is not authenticated. Security is not configured, so I'm not using any credentials. Well, so there are already some default applications which are configured. If you want to update them, you can select on that and click on update. I want to create a new applications. So to access existing applications, you can check here, WebSphere Enterprise Applications. I want to create new application, and I want to create new enterprise application. Here I want to choose a WAR file which we generally get from developers, and by using that we can deploy applications based on a company security policy. You would be having a secure files path. So if it is a remote file system, you can select this and you can browse and you can access the WAR file. And here it's being training purpose, I want to deploy the default application which has been given by IBM, which is already there in this local file system. So I'm using local file system. So let me select the file. It's like the default applications would be there in the installation path. So IBM WebSphere, this path is VAS root, and here installable apps. So IBM provides some default applications which we can install for practice and to learn subject. So in these applications, I want to select the application name called default application. So let me select that. Yeah, the fast path is nothing but the configuration details would be taken automatically, and it will take some default settings if we select fast path. And if it is detailed, it's nothing but most of the configuration details you have to give manually. So those things it will be clear, and you can take the details and configure if you select detail. As of now, I am selecting fast path and going ahead. Here it is saying the application name, and fine, I'm going ahead with the default values. If you want to change the application name, you can change it. I'm going ahead with the default name. So in earlier classes we have seen how to register a node and how to federate a node. So if you deploy application in deployment manager, and if you have some federated nodes and configured clusters, those would be visible here. So then you can click on drop down and you can select appropriate cluster or federated node wherever you want to configure the application. So here, since I'm having only one standalone application profile, it is selected its own default name. So I'm going ahead with that, and so you can select appropriate node, and you can click on the modules and click on apply. So I'm going ahead with these settings. Next, this is a summary details of the application. So application name, and then cell node server. Let us click here. Fine. Yep. So this is a summary. I'm going ahead with all default values. Finish. So the application is getting deployed now. So after getting deployed, we have to save the configuration. Now application has been deployed. If you see here, you will find the new application name called default application. So now I want to restart the server so that the changes would take completely. So let me restart the server. We have to go to profiles bin. So this is the path of the profile. Let me show it. Profile. In this profile, we have configured application. So I'm going to its bin. Let me stop it first. So let us start it back. Let us go to its management console and start the application. So this is the application which we have configured. So after restarting the applications, it is started by default. Let me show the folders which has been created, folders and configuration files which has been created after deploying application. While configuring application, if you face any issues or if you find any errors, the var file, the file which we have selected, would temporarily get uploaded here. So let me show that. Profile root. The syntax is first profile root. So this is a profile root, and then ws temp, and then 0. Yep, and here. So this is a path, and you would find upload folder, and in the upload folder you would find the var file or EAR file which we would select during installation, during deployment. So if you face any issues or errors, you can copy paste the file from here. It can be used as a backup or something like that. It could be used for troubleshooting. So now since we have already deployed application, the file is not existing here. Now the file will you will have the same var or EAR file which we have selected during deployment in this path, installed apps. So let me go to profile root. So this is a profile root and installed apps. So see, so in the installed apps, in the node name, you're finding all the deployed applications var and EAR files. So you can use these files for troubleshooting purposes. And next, for the configuration details, for the server configuration details, you can access to this path, serverindex.xml, where you can see all the port numbers which are configured for this application. So let us navigate to that path. So profile root, config cells, cell name. This is a profile root, config cells, cell name, cell name, nodes, node name. Nodes, node name. So here you would see serverindex.xml. So once you open it, you will find the port numbers at which the application is configured. Say, let me search the application name, see default application, and then you will find all the ports related to this application. So this is a port number which you would require while accessing the application. I'll show you later how to access that application. So this is a file, one of the important file which is used to check server configuration details. And then the other important file is deployment.xml. You can see that in this path, no cell name, and then applications. Cells, cell name, and then applications, and then we have to navigate to our application, and then deployments, and here you'll find so once you open this, here also you can know about application configuration details. In very rare cases you would need to edit these values. If you edit these values, you have to restart server, and you have to propagate the changes in the deployment manager. You would find to propagate those. We'll see if possible after deploying applications. So if you do any changes to the files, to these configuration files, so you have to synchronize the changes. I'll show you if possible after the complete session. And then yep, these are the important config files. And if you want to take the backup of application, you can select the application name and click on export. You would get a backup of this application, and you can start and stop it by selecting this. You can start and stop. If you want to update, you can click on update and update it, and you can roll back changes. And if you want to remove any configuration files or code files, you can use this remove file, and you can export data definition languages of this application. So based on the requirement, you can use these tabs. And so now let us see how to access the URLs of this application. So WebSphere, we configure applications is nothing but it should be having some URL path to access the application. So let us check the existing URL paths in this application. So for that, there is a syntax. So we have to, here, since we don't have front-end Apache or IHS configured, those things I'll show you in the later class. So as of now, the syntax would be like this. We have to use a host name where the application is deployed. So the host name is nothing but where the profile is configured. Since I have configured here in the local host, in the same system I can use localhost as the host name of the server, and then the port number and context root and the URL. I'll show you step by step what exactly this means. So localhost, in the real time you would find you would find, like if DNS is configured, then you would find those details in virtual hosts. So the applications will have DNS names, so those DNS names would be pointing to the host name of this server. In such case, you will find those names in the virtual host. Here I did not configure any DNS, so I'm using the host name as localhost. And the next step, the port number. So the port number would be like this: application servers, and the port. So let us navigate it. Servers, application servers, server 1, and then see the ports. So you need to take this port number wc underscore default host. You have to take this port number. So I'm taking the port number. The next step, so the next context root. So context root, we have to navigate to this path. So let me go there. Applications and default application. Yeah, here you will see context root for web modules. Here for a few applications you would see some X here, X, Y, Z, something like that. But here the default context root is just slash. So let me keep slash as a context root. So we are till here, and then the final path URL. So this is how we can find the URL. Enterprise applications and the application, and then manage modules, and then you have to click on the application name, and then view deployment descriptor. So let me show it again. You have to go to applications, and you have to click on the application, and then click on manage modules, and click on the application name which you want to find, and then view deployment descriptor. And here search with URL. So these all are the URLs you would have for these applications. So let us test the first one, Snoop. So this would be the one URL of this application which we should be able to access if application is up. So let me rewind it. Also, whichever application you would be having in your environment, you can follow this procedure to find the existing URLs of that application and perform tests whether application is working fine. So based on this procedure, I found this URL. So let me access the URL and check whether application is working fine. Yes, I'm able to open the page. So this application is working fine. Now let me do some more tests. So, and there's some other page called hello. So till here it would be same, the local host, port, all those would be the same. So the final URL would change. If I change it, yeah, we are able to see this page also. So this is how you can find out the URLs of deployed applications. Well, and you can take screenshots of this page to find important folders and files. Okay, this would be the one screenshot, and then you can take the second screenshot from here so that you can find out URL details of existing application. And so developers, they generally give EAR and WAR files. So these are definitions of EAR and WAR files. You can take a screenshot and read them. And EAR and WAR files would be nothing but the codes which developers develop to maintain a page. That's a design how they develop the code. So these are the definition of EAR and WAR files. As I said, we need to synchronize if we do any modification to these configuration files. We need to synchronize if there is a front-end configured, which would be Apache or IBM HTTP server. So for that, you need to navigate to servers. If you have front-end, you would be having a web server here. You can select that and click on generate plugin, and then after clicking on generate plugin, you need to click on propagate plugin. And after that you have to restart a server and IBM HTTPS server as well. So if you do that, if you modify any changes in the applications, those would get synchronized to front end as well. So this is all about deploying application in this session. So I'm winding up the class now. If you have any questions or doubts, please load them in the comments. I will be replying to them. If you want to learn a WebSphere Application Server Administration course, please subscribe to this channel so that you would get more videos in near future. And you can view the playlist existing in my channel to check the complete course. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.